Great.
Oh my gosh. From my point of view, that was like 2 seconds later.
Well, from my point of view,
Cool.
the Jedi are evil.
No.
Valid.
Well, they are.
They truly are lost
Everyone's a hero of their own story.
in their own way.
Speaking of being the hero of your own story, I have a pretty cool adventure happened to me this week.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know more.
Would you like to hear about it, or just nah? Oh, you do. Okay, cool.
I want to.
So we my wife and I go to the gym, and of course different times because we have kids, and
Yeah.
so
Don't they have? They have
And-
gym childcare, right? That's a thing.
Child gyms.
Yeah, but we're not familiar with gym.
Not like a guy named Jim
Some
that you give
gyms.
your child to. No. And also
Hey,
not a gym
hey,
that only takes children.
Want some kids?
Concerning.
Kids.
Here's Jim. Go on along with Jim. Leave me alone.
Okay, good. Yes. Leave me alone, Jim. Okay, so the gym I go to, I'm not going to say the name for fear of being labeled one of those podcasts that takes money
Bribes for gym.
promotional. Yeah. Well, I mean, if anybody out there would like to give us money for promoting their business, now's the time. Do it.
Reach out.
Anyway, so this gym we go to, it does everything in classes, and we every so often they have benchmarks. So we did 1,000 meter row benchmarks where we are, the what class leader? What do you?
Yep.
The
Coach.
bourgeois.
We'll call
Yeah.
him
Nope.
coach.
Class leader.
The coach says it's going to take you about 4 to 6 minutes. Just do your best. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. And so I row real hard, and I do a really good job, and I finish in 2 minutes. This is a 1,000 meter row. I finish in 2 minutes 39 seconds, 0.66.
Okay.
And I beat everybody in the class by like 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Whoa.
I'm like, I feel like I did a good job here. So I finish up the class and I go home and I go, what? Hey Google, Jeeves. No, it was the 90s. Hey Jeeves, what's a good time for 1,000 meter indoor rowing? And it says, well, the world record is 2 minutes 39.5 seconds. I'm like, wait, that's 0.16 seconds lower than I just did. I think I could do this. Should I get the news involved? How do I
Call the news.
Where do I go from here?
Turn all the lights down
Where
now.
do I go from here? Turn all the lights down now. Yes.
Yes.
And so I went online, I guess I don't want to be like braggy or whatever, but I feel like I did a good job. And if I am just inches away from setting a world record,
Yeah.
I want to take advantage of that, right?
Now, what we need to figure out is this record
Yeah.
on a rowing machine? Is it a certain type of rowing machine?
Yes.
Is it on a certain rowing machine wearing certain clothing
Yes.
at a certain time of day?
Well, okay, so I went online to go look at how do you set a world
Just in
record.
general, how do I do this? I've never done
And
this.
there's like 5 different companies that certify these.
Oh, okay,
There's like
okay.
Guinness, and then there's like a handful of companies that are like World Record Authority, World Record Academy, World Record School of Arts. I don't know. And it really feels a lot like who's who among high school students, where it's like, yes, if you did fine, if you give us money, we'll put your name in our
Yeah,
book.
sure.
I'm like, well, I want to be a world record holder, but hard out here for a pimp. I mean, the economy is
In shambles.
and money's tight, and not just like how we said tight about everything in the 90s.
Did you say tight a lot?
So
I don't know if I said tight yet. I think I was delayed in saying
I
tight.
don't know. Probably not. I was, just like you guys, band
Just
nerd.
like us. What?
Not.
I wasn't in band. God, don't project
No.
onto me.
Wow.
Okay, sorry, orchestra or cello club.
Cello Club.
Club.
Yes,
Zach.
thank you.
It's just a bunch of kids with instrument cases bigger than they are,
Using them as clubs.
wandering through the halls. Anyway, yeah. So
Back to you being an Olympic hero.
yeah, I basically the hero of my own story. I want to become a world record holder, but I don't have the money to do it. So launching my GoFundMe, Kickstarter, Indiegogo.
Help Patrick be an Olympic god
No, this is your moment,
it's
Patrick.
unrelated to the Olympics.
You could just go ahead and become your own accreditation for world
Ooh.
records, and then certify all of your own world records. And then when somebody says, "Well, how do I know that you actually did?" You can show them that you did.
I was there.
Yeah, I was there. And then I could get you to certify some nonsense records that I have wanted to do that I could make up.
I can go on YouTube and sell courses for how to certify your own
Boom.
world records.
Now you're seeing the possibilities.
Yes. Get rich quick. And if you'd like to subscribe to Animorphs 55, the podcast plus, for $10 a month, I'll tell you how to.
Who needs to be a record holder or an Olympian when you can just have a pyramid scheme going on YouTube?
That's what Dad always used to say. Yeah.
That is what Dad always used to say. Back before 2008.
Yes. When you could make money.
He kept referencing YouTube back in 1994.
Back in my day.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I went online and like there's dudes on YouTube. They're like, I've trained for years to hone my body and my diet and my technique to get to this point with rowing. And I'm like, I joined like 9 months ago.
Yeah, and
This
I
is
just
the
did it
only
because
rowing
someone
I
said
do.
go.
It's like 500 meters a week. Yeah. And so I'm like, I wonder what he eats.
Yeah, like,
And
I mean,
everything's, like,
because is that
complicated.
is it expensive to deal with? That?
I mean, I assume pro athletes eat better than I do.
Well, that's true. I have heard athletes that have their own private chefs and so on. So, kind of answering my own question. That's inconvenient, though. Like, what if you could just like be more efficient with food?
Yeah, like my cat is doing fine, and he eats the same thing all day, every day. I mean, he takes breaks. It's not like
He's not
always eating.
eating
Just I'd have to pet him
every
sometime.
second. Something's wrong with your cat.
It's got like it's got like the cat equivalent of the beer can hats, just going straight into his mouth.
Just constant flow. Yeah, he doesn't get so. Yeah, so cats will eat that same like can of tuna or whatever every day.
Yeah, we do the Trader Joe's dry food, and it's basically like, would I eat dry Cocoa Puffs 3 meals a day if I didn't have to worry about like cooking and nutrition?
Yeah, like would you get sick of it?
Yes.
You'd have to gag it down, I think. What if it was something like quicker? Well, like an injection, that would be a bummer. If you could, like if it was like just a paste, like a generic paste. Wasn't there a movie that had that in it, like food paste that you eat? Was that in the Matrix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
this
Okay.
Soylent Green.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wheat, amazing wheat or something
Sure.
in the Matrix.
Yeah, I don't remember the details as well, but I just
Tasty wheat.
so if you could do that, would you want to? Would you want a world that you could? What are the implications of a world that you can that's our eating? That's how we eat is just through a generic paste, non-flavored generic paste. Well, I guess you get flavors,
Like-
sure.
Man chow. Yeah, you could. I mean, flavor blast it, right?
Flavor
It's like
blasted.
Got to have some
It's
sugar.
like a fun dip, but it's like, the flavor's beef consomme.
Gross. I mean, I'd be into it.
It's
I
a
guess.
hard thought to deal with.
Like as long as you have like all the right, proteins and fats and carbs and whatever you're
True.
supposed to have. Would I do that if it's like cheap?
I was just thinking about how unappealing a name Flavor Blasted Man Paste was.
You flavor blasted man paste. Yeah, not good.
Might not, yeah. The focus group didn't test it well.
But like cats don't have to brush their teeth. They don't have to
No?
exercise. I mean, my cats just like sleep, walk over to me, sleep on me, walk somewhere else, sleep. They're doing fine. I mean,
Yeah.
if we didn't have to go to the gym or brush our teeth.
Yeah, and then humans still have taste buds, so there'd still be like it'd become a luxury, I guess, to go
Luxury taste buds.
to eat like a sandwich. Like that would suddenly be like a $20 item, right?
Luxury
Because that's an
man
experience now that is not automatic. Like fine dining would
Is
be.
this like the universal basic income of food,
I guess that's what
where you just got all your nutrition handled by Cocoa Puffs, and then you're like, yeah, I could go for some spaghetti, but here's $5.
Get some
Yeah, like
premium SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, like would like super expensive restaurants be even more
Help you
expensive, or
escape
would they
this.
be like more people willing to go to those? Like McDonald's would no longer exist. That's for sure. right? I mean, because you go there for
French fries.
efficiency.
McDonald's
not-
is pretty you could convince me that Burger King will no longer exist.
Get McDonald's brand food paste that just has the flavor of the fries, but the
Yeah, they're
paste
called
is
chicken
still...
nuggets right now.
This is true. That is...
The commercial is just they have the fries as they are now, and they throw them into the box and they kind of bounce a little bit. And the
slow
salt
motion
sprays across them, and then they put them into like a compressor thing. The will it? Can I crush this videos? And it just turns it into paste. Like now from McDonald's.
Yeah, and then
Fry
and then in like a little
Switch
red, like
fries.
those fancy cake icing writing tools that it's like a big pouch with the fine tip on the end.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah.
that. This is red with like a yellow M on
Piping bags.
Ugh.
Just squirt that chicken paste in that mouth. Mmm.
I'm gonna have nightmares about this.
I've thought about this kind of idea with like water before, because like I like being hydrated, as most people probably do, and it's really I forget to drink sometimes. To drink water anyway, I drink other things, but like if you could just have a pill that hydrates you, but
Are
water.
you selling us dehydrated water?
What do you take the pill with?
Yeah, I just spit. I think I always just did spit.
Toothpaste.
I just spit in my own mouth and then I
Yeah,
take
just-
the pill. All right.
I think it's what I used to do with like vitamins.
Spit straight up into the air. Put the pill into your
No,
mouth.
put the mouth
and then
into the
catch
pill.
it.
like the sharks in.
I must scream, and I have no pill.
Yes. So like, could you get a water pill that's big, that's small enough to eat, but it like expands in you? You can't get water to expand. You can't
You could pressurize it, but then it would
like blow you up.
depressurize. Yeah, I mean, defeat the purpose. Oh, well, one's only all you need for the rest of your life because
So we
you
don't
won't be
need-
living long.
Yeah, we don't need cyanide. You don't need cyanide pills. You could just get water pills.
It's
Like
true.
really go off with a bang.
Till a kid puts it up its nose and then
So quenched.
Mm.
Yeah, the hydraulic lifts and stuff work because you can't compress water.
it's true.
It just
It's true.
Yeah, I guess
it don't compress.
You can't just like inject water in your veins,
You can.
even though. Well, I mean, you can do anything.
You can. That's called an IV.
This week on reinventing things that have already existed for a while.
I mean, athletes always have ice cold water in their veins, right? They don't even have to inject it. They just are born with it.
Whew,
Then why do they do ice plunges?
Oh, that's true.
Checkmate.
valid. But imagine getting your blood replaced with like a Slurpee
They're like,
or
it's
something
actually
like
warmer in here.
No, I don't want to imagine that.
that. Yeah,
Ugh.
that'd be pretty good. But then like, oh no, I skinned my knee and it's blue raspberry.
Yeah, okay, so if that is a thing, yeah, then
Mhm,
people would just be like licking each other's
You get-
wounds and like people would probably be into.
Animals do it.
Would you lick your own wounds or would you lick other people's wounds? Both?
Neither.
I still feel like it would be licking other people's blood, even if it was flavor blasted.
Flavor blasted biohazards.
What if you could also get all the proteins and nutrients you need instead of the food paste if you just licked other people's blood, but it's flavor blasted?
What's in my veins? Apples?
Yes,
We're just full
whole
circling
apples.
cannibalism.
Would you eat people if they were flavor
There it is.
blasted?
If they were flavor blasted, that's it. That's the whole question.
Great.
That's totally the reason I don't eat people, because they don't
the
taste
right.
only
good.
That's right.
reason.
If it was blue raspberry people, then I'd be all into it.
It's true. What do you think Sour Patch Kids are?
What do you think the Blue Man Group is?
What do you think
Welcome
Captain
to-
Crunch is? We'll just keep asking.
What are magnets?
How do they work? Ugh.
We at Animorphs 55 the podcast would love to hear from you. You can email the show at animorphspodpeople@gmail.com. We also post links to other listening methods, our Blue Sky account, and links to friends of the show on our Linktree at linktree.com/Animorphs55 the podcast. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Animorphs 55, the podcast. I'm Zach, one of those hosts.
I'm Patrick, another one of those hosts.
And I'm Alex. Welcome.
Welcome to the podcast where the heat is on all night on the beach till the break of dawn. I am, of course, talking about Animorphs 55, the podcast.
That's right.
And today we are we're covering book 8.
Which I'm showing to you on the camera once again,
Alien.
as is tradition.
Yeah, everybody just look at the video.
Imagine
feed, and there it is.
book 8's cover, which is Axe turning into a human with baggy clothing, I might add, not skin-tight clothing.
Ooh.
This one's called The Alien.
I hope somebody got fired for
He's
that.
only human when he wants to be. That's the tagline.
Oof.
Okay.
Good
All right,
riddance.
since you're asking, let's read the back. What would you do if you were the only alien trapped on a strange planet? Probably freak out, right?
Yeah.
But as an Andalite warrior cadet,
Right.
Axe has to be pretty cool about stuff like that. He's been hanging with the Animorphs ever since the dome ship was destroyed by the Yeerks and his brother, Prince Elfhanger, was destroyed by Visor 3. Life on Earth is pretty different for Axe, but there is one thing he, Cassie, Marco, Jake, Rachel, and Tobias have in common. Something that one alien, 4 kids, and a hawk know they have to do. Stop the Yeerks.
They always got to do Tobias like that.
Yeah, Tobias is separate.
4 kids and a bird, I guess. I don't know. He hangs out with them. He's part of it.
Axe will be pretty separate.
Yeah, in this book, they refer to Tobias 2, maybe 3 times. He's still a human. He's just stuck in the body of a hawk. Like they call it out that he is a human. And here it's like, he's a stupid
just a
bird.
Gosh, what do you even do?
Bird.
Yeah,
But
fun
stuff.
I mean, Alex, I don't know if you noticed, but like we've started recycling characters, right? Like we've had 2 Jake books and 2 Rachel books. This would have
We threw away the Jakes and they made a new
Thank
Jake
God.
out of it.
Oh.
this would have been a Tobias book based on the pattern, but it's not because at the time, I think Scholastic said that a book hosted by
Too
a
many
bird
birds.
or alien will not do as well as like just regular kids. So they
Okay.
all the ones that end in 3 are Tobias, and all the ones that end in 8 are Axe, rather than every 5 being Tobias. And then they realized that those are actually the 2 most popular type of books over
Interesting.
time, and so they get added like into their own part of the cycle near the end, which actually, as like a OCD-ish mathy person, it bothered me that it couldn't be divided by 5 anymore. You're right.
Yeesh.
You know, like it's like, you know, Marco always ends in a 0 or a 5. Jake always ends a 1 or 6, and then suddenly it's like, I don't even know who these characters are anymore by the time it
Solve
got
this
to,
math puzzle.
49
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, well, we can't talk. Let's just start working through it. Someone want to lead us on an adventure?
Oh, we got that hefty lore drop in the prologue, mostly leading into chapter 1.
Yeah.
What a wild view that we get of just everything inside of the fancy ship, and we get Elfangor, and he's back alive, and we get the other guy whose name was clearly very important because I wrote it down.
Yes.
And they're having conversations as warriors and everything like that. And we got to find out about those things.
The scary Captain Narafir.
Narafir, that's it.
Yeah.
Narafir. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's all like what happened in Axe's ship that got him in the bottom of the ocean in the first place before the Animorphs saved his butt.
So is this the thing you were talking about a few books back where you're like, I think we know, we're going to know how Axe...
Because
the
he
shark.
doesn't. We don't see him get
you
out,
don't-
or we don't see him get a shark morph in this, right?
You know, I started asking
Shark
that, and then
morph.
I got to the point where like, wait, what did we talk about? Oh, where he gets a shark.
Yes.
No, he didn't get a shark in this
No.
book. I regret this.
and as you're still talking, what, Patrick? Why am I still going? Patrick, stop.
Why am I regretting? Stop regretting, Patrick. Stop.
So they we do have a bit of like you said, like a lore drop, right? Like there's we jump back to present time, which is not much further along than prologue time, and we get a lore drop. What are some of the things that stuck out to you guys that we learned right away?
Well, I just real quick, I want to mention like it's so in real life, we recorded a lot of these episodes, and then we're like, hey, this is a lot of fun. Let's add some fun episodes. And so we recorded a bunch of the bonus episodes back to back. So it's been a while since we've read an Animorphs book, and this was the perfect book to come back to because this is Axe's first book, and he's explaining everything to us like we're new because he's writing back home. He's like, hey, it's weird how humans do this, right? It's weird how all this happens. And
Humans constantly tettering on two legs.
I forgot.
Yes.
Whole book.
Yeah, I forgot how humans constantly teeter. But they do. But so some of the lore drops. Well, one that stuck out to me, it was actually not part of this part. This was like 3 or 4 chapters in. Axe morphs into a human, and suddenly he can't thought speak anymore because he's in human morph. So the rule, I guess, is that any morph, including base Andalite, any morph. Good one. It's just humans have something wrong with their brains, and they can't do it. Because hawks can do it.
So I'll just
squids can do
I'll
it.
just say it now.
Lobsters.
That doesn't make any sense, right? Like just because your society created the idea of speech doesn't prohibit you from suddenly not being able to thought speak, which is why this doesn't end up holding up. What I was surprised by was it went out of my mind. I think this is a very, like, it's like one sentence that he says this, right? In book 8, I don't remember that one sentence from book 8. I always remembered in book 1 that Jake said you cannot thought speak as a human, like, not in morph, right? Or that you could at the time, and then they threw that away, right? That rule, right? And that was like,
right.
Okay, Applegate retconned it, whatever, no problem. I did not remember that this far into it. I feel like the series has taken off at this point. That we have a piece of like information here that is not correct. Like this is the same as that, where they say this, that you cannot thought speak in human morph. It's not true. They do it plenty of times throughout the series, and it's never brought up again. So This is one of those.
It tells me that Axe just like heard that humans couldn't do it. He's like,
I'm not even going to try it.
I believe that.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for it to be a thing. I'm glad they took it away. Just pretend the sentence didn't happen.
Yeah, because they could all just like hold hands, acquire the person to the right of you, and morph into them, and now you can all psychic brain
Correct.
talk.
Yeah.
But when you go back to yourself, you
Right.
can't do it.
I mean, It's the 2-hour time limit, all of it comes down to what I learned, which was that this is not inborn. I thought that it was just all Andalites could shapeshift, and it seems like it's some sort of technology, which we drop in one single sentence and never reference again, despite Axe talking about a million complicated things. So
it is a piece of technology, and that is a big deal that Elfinger shared the technology with the Animorphs. Like Axe is still like kind of like recovering from that piece of information because they're not supposed to share technology with alien species. Another one was that you can't acquire a Nothlit. What's a Nothlit? A Nothlit is someone who gets trapped in a morph and they can't morph anymore. Their DNA is off limits.
Like Tobias.
Yes, which I guess makes sense, right? Because if he's got some human DNA in there somewhere still, then what are you really acquiring? Some weird... You're not really acquiring a true hawk, I guess. It makes it get into my head.
Couldn't you then acquire from...
His blood's just nasty.
Yeah, couldn't you then acquire like somebody who already was transformed but isn't outside their 2-hour limit? This goes back to my...
I don't
does
know.
It have to be a living creature because, you acquire a dead creature and then you turn into it and then you're just dead.
I think the fact that you can't acquire a Nothlit would imply that they couldn't all get Jake's tiger morph, for example, just by Jake being a tiger. I think that's the implication. It's not explicit, but I think that's the implication.
Or is it possible, but if you morph into a Nothlit, you can't morph out?
Ooh.
And they just like, don't
do it. That was
Don't
the
do
implication that I kind of got from it, that it was a matter of you would be morphing into a creature that is now stuck.
Oh,
and
nice. That's a good
the
interpretation.
flexibility of the whole thing is going to... I mean, again, I'm pulling at threads from singular thoughts.
One sentence at a time.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like that tigers are stuck. Tigers can't morph.
Right.
But
so that
valid
probably
point.
isn't it, but it's a good... I like that. I like that way of thinking. That's a good way of thinking. Outside the box, outside the morph.
I am desperate for outside the morphing cube.
There was one more piece that I wrote
desperate for
down
loopholes.
that he says almost like it was obvious. Of course, Andalites can recognize controllers.
Yeah, I love that they've got their super racism on
What?
lock, and they're just like, that's a year, got him.
Yeah, and it didn't say how they know, other than just they can sense it or something. But I like to think that it's just because every time an Andalite goes in front of a controller, they can't help but yell Andalite. So it always gives it away, and no one else has that advantage because no one else is an Andalite. So if someone else goes up, they're like, human.
They're just
Jackson,
swinging
whatever.
at every pitch that comes their way.
But if an Andalite shows up, Andalite! Oh my God, look!
There
God,
it is.
you think
Oh,
all the
that's
Andalites
definitely
are...
a yerk. I knew that. I knew
Right,
that before
right,
you
yeah.
guys did.
Yeah. We Andalites, we have I guess we just have like a sixth sense about this kind of thing. We're just really good about knowing who controllers are.
That's good.
Yeah, it's basically somebody very attractive being like, yeah, people are just really nice.
Yeah, right. It's exactly like that. Yep. I really wish that they would brag about that more. Like, oh God, we're just so good at
If
knowing
they're not
controllers.
nice to me, that's how I know that they're a controller.
And I guess this one's indirect, but the fact that then pretty quickly Axe in his field almost steps on a snake. I think in fact it almost gets bitten by a snake, and he throws his blade down, holds that snake down, doesn't cut it in half, doesn't run away, doesn't flip it away. He acquires it. He has no plan to use the snake. He's just like, here's a snake. I have a chance to acquire the snake. I should acquire the snake, which is something none of the other Animorphs ever do.
Yeah, they can take a nap on a
They
whale
won't acquire it.
and not be bothered
Dude,
to
we're going to be like
acquire
30
it.
books in, and we're going to be like, man, remember that time they just did not acquire that whale?
Animorphs at 99% power is just Axe. That's all it is.
Yeah, good thinking, Axe. Like, you're thinking ahead. It would be nice. You could, I guess you could chalk it up to Axe knows there's no limit to morphs, and the Animorphs have no idea. I think they even bring that up at some point. Axe never shoots him down. Whatever.
You guys never asked, so problem.
You guys never asked. Just like Tobias never asked, I have to wait for
Yeah.
Tobias to ask if there's a way to get out of being stuck. I won't supply the information. I'm gonna wait for him to
What a jerk.
ask. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole theme of this book is Axe is technically part of the Andalite military, and they don't want him sharing information with dirty Earth people.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, well, I like these guys, but I have to keep all these secrets. And so there's tension there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole book. And if there was a cure for Tobias, I think that would be worth mentioning.
Without having to be prompted. But for most
Yeah.
of the book, Axe is not sharing really anything. I don't know if I think he was willing to share that maybe at first, but no, he wasn't, because he's like, if I share things, then they're gonna want more things. And the while Axe is continually hiding sharing things, the Animorphs are very much like, hey, we're sharing things. Let's go to a movie together. Let's buy you some books so you can learn some stuff. I'm opening myself to you.
It took the miscommunication trope of, oh yeah, we're not talking to each other, and kind of said, well, there's a little bit of a reason behind it from Axe's side, which I appreciated. It wasn't just the simple like, well, I shouldn't tell them because I don't know, I kind of shouldn't, and then he eventually does it. It's like, well, there's literally a reason baked into my societal upbringing and all that, which I can respect. I can.
Which is a great point, because otherwise, yeah, it's just convenient to be like, we just didn't know, and now we know when you tell us. Like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I really appreciated how this book was all tied up at the end by a mad dash to the airport. Where,
Wait, I actually loved you the whole time. Well,
what happens in this book?
Yeah, that's what I was,
they go to the movie theater, and he goes and sees Star Trek with his buddies. And
Axe wants to know more about people, about humans, and so they're going to show him what movies are.
Amazing chapter.
Instead
Just
of watching at
top
home.
tier.
Did you like it, Alex?
Yes, it was deeply charming. You've got Axe, fish out of water, going, oh, I'm going to go see this. There was clearly a such and such in the thing, but they called it a Klingon. Very funny, very cagey, the way that they did it. And the just absolutely descriptions of the floor and the popcorn and just crud that he's eating off the ground. And
Colored pellets, globules.
God, my one of my favorite lines was,
the globules
they made the
are
floor.
Raisinets.
Yeah, they made the floor sticky so that way you don't have to worry about slipping. And I was like, I can feel it in my brain as I'm
I can
reading
smell it, feel it, because I remember
Yes.
walking on it. You know that sound. Oh yeah.
Oh, it was so good. And I was like, this is something that I can imagine a little, creepy little Andalite kid, picking up candy off the ground, being like, it's free candy. Why wouldn't I eat it?
Screaming at some
spooking
kid.
some little kid. Oh, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Perfect chapter.
I simply wish to enjoy the globules.
Exactly.
He's getting like little chocolate candy from the kid.
Let the man enjoy his globules.
Great.
And it's a pretty not famous necessarily specific scene, although a little bit, but like just that idea of Axe getting carried away by taste, and it's like so built in to what I know about Animorphs that at some point I'm like, am I just overrating it? Because I still think it's hilarious. And if someone else looked at it, would they be like, that's dumb? But no, it's great that you see it and you're like,
fun.
This
it's
is
funny.
Great. Yeah. In fact, it's funny because when I was reading it to my wife and I said globules, and she looked at me, she says, "Oh my gosh, we've been together for years and years and years, and I just realized why you've used the word globules as many times as you have since we've met, and it's from this." And I'm like, absolutely, it's from this. Did I not tell you that? Because that's 100% why I use the word globules.
Now you know, love.
Yeah, so she learned a new thing about it.
Oh, wow. But like the whole first couple chapters, well, okay, so first chapter is being on the spaceship or whatever and crashing to Earth. But the first thing that happens in the book is they go to the movie theater, and Axe makes a huge scene because he gets carried away with taste. And then like 3 other times in the book, they're like, hey, why don't you come over to my house and have dinner? No, you know what's going to happen. He's gonna go insane.
Hog wild.
Yeah, Cassie, what are you expecting later? Yeah.
And now, Dear Cinnabon. Cinnabon, I wrote you, but you still won't call. I got banned for making a scene at your location at the mall. Apparently, it's a crime to stand on tables and yell, taste, and eat the rest of people's food that was only gonna go to waste. I'm new at having a mouth, the sense of taste is incredible. I have one little request, I need your plates to be edible. I know I licked the counter once, but that was just a slip. I didn't want to waste sugar. I swear it's good etiquette. But anyway, I'm sorry for eating straight from the pan. Think you could do me a little favor and maybe you lift my ban? I hope you get this Cinnabon, you gotta write me back. Let me back in, please, I'm having a panic attack. Enjoy the facts, this is Axe.
So they get out of the theater, they carry Axe out, chill out Axe, and then they later double down on the idea and say, that worked so well, let's take him to school.
Right.
Right.
Again, we want to show him things, we want to open ourselves to him. I get it. He didn't learn anything
the
there.
Poor boy, yeah.
He didn't learn anything there. He was there for like half a period, but
Yeah, luckily something happens in the first class because lunch would have been rough.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
hey, PE, let's play basketball. Hairy knees. Let's play basketball. And Axe falls over 100 times.
Yeah.
But no, first period, they get in, and I guess this never happened to me as a kid, but if your cousin's just like in town on vacation, can you just bring him to school?
And don't show any
just
kind
say,
of
hey, this is
form.
my cousin from far away.
Early on, and then
Because
I mean,
plus, if your cousin was in town for like the one time a year or whatever that you see her, would you
you're not going to go to school.
skip?
No.
Oh, I'm sick.
Let him
Yeah,
stay.
you're
home.
not going to
your
school.
cousin's in town because you're going to Six Flags.
Right.
Absolutely. Hey, Axe, let's go
anything
Six Flags instead of school.
Right. He
Yeah.
would learn a lot more from that, let me tell you.
Yeah.
They have globules.
And
Right.
in that school, we see, which I should preface with, after the movie theater, they see a guy falling apart because
Oh, right.
he's getting a yerk out of his head. He's yelling, "Ah, get out of me, get out of me." Ambulance takes him off, mysteriously quiets him, blah, blah, blah. Animorphs are super excited about the prospect because they don't see him be silenced secretly by the Yeerks. And Axe is like, I knew this would happen. I know this what's going on. Poor Animorphs feeling good about this.
Yeah, this is a callback to Book 7 where they destroyed the Kandrona
Very
race.
connected.
And so now all the, or at least some Yeerks are having trouble getting any. And so they're starving, just like in the book where Jake gets taken over.
Right.
And like on their way out, they're like fighting their host. They're like, well, I'm going to make a scene. You're not just going to like get away with this. And yeah, so every time, you know, like people are like, hey, this guy's hitting himself and screaming nonsense. Let's call the police. Let's call the whoever. And so ambulance people come and what do you know? They're controllers and they take him away.
Yeah, which happens again at the
I
school.
just think they're going to put a New York in him.
Yeah.
But apparently Axe knows that they kill the human for some reason instead of just replacing the Yerk.
Yeah, just take him out.
I feel like that would raise more questions.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, remember when we went to the movies and your dad started screaming out in the parking lot and he's just like gone now?
Yeah.
Well,
Instead of
I think
like he came home after went to the hospital and he's fine again.
Yeah.
I think back to all of the times whenever my mom would come back from, or not come back, but like, you know, come into the room and ask me about something apropos of nothing. And she'd be like, well, I watched this Oprah special on, you know, I don't even want to talk about the salacious ones, but she would always ask about some new thing. She's like, well, I heard that the kids were doing it. And I'm like, you thought your dork of a son was going to be the cool kid who was participating in what sounds like a whole lot of fun. No, but all of the mania, the satanic panic, the reefer madness and all of that, all that goes on. And then people are literally vanishing. And it's just, you know, the controllers have it under control.
What are you going to do? Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it?
But it's good that you bring it up that this is directly after their biggest victory in Book 7. Like when we find out like taking out that Kandrona is a big deal. We thought it was. Yeah. Turns out that it is. And a lot of the books as we move forward tend to be a little more compartmentalized, book by book, for the most part. It's nice to have some stretching out.
What have they done so far? They've ruined the school entrance to the Yerk pool. That's
Saved one
never
person.
mentioned again.
Saved
They've
one person.
destroyed. But okay. They destroyed the water ship.
Yeah.
They made the water ship go down.
They got an Andalite.
And they're never mentioned that again.
That's
what?
They got an Andalite.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got Axe. They did mention having an Andalite on their team again after book 4. You're right. You got me.
And they didn't die all the other times.
They do mention being alive. Well, okay.
See?
Yeah, more regrets.
Yeah.
Patrick, you're the editor. You can
take this out.
Make all of this go away.
Hi, it's Future Patrick editing this podcast. Nope. Past Patrick, you live in this shame. Just live in it.
Yeah, so at the school, again, after having been excited about seeing a controller being messed up, they witness another controller potentially being messed up in Jake's teacher, who seems to be having a bad day.
Same, but
yeah, like they get to the school. Do you guys have the? I'm looking for it. Do you guys have the excerpt of that part? Oh gosh, when Jake introduces his brother to school. Here it is. We entered one of the large doors. Inside were approximately 30 humans arranged in small confining seats. At the front of the room was a large table, and an older human stood there. Everyone get to your seats, the older human said. The teacher, right? Prince Jake said, Mr. Pardue, this is my cousin from out of town. His name's Philip. He's just hanging with me today, okay? And then, the most relatable thing I've heard an adult say to a child ever. Just sit. Sit. Be quiet and sit. All right.
Sit. Just sit.
Please,
be quiet.
I don't care. Please just sit down.
Philip, whatever. Yeah, it's great. But
Great.
he ends
31 kids.
Yeah, great. Now I have another one. Awesome. Thanks, Prince Jake, or whatever he keeps saying to you. Anyways. Yeah, so he turns out to be a controller as well. He's panicking. Jake has a huge risk, in my opinion, that kind of gets glossed over.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
a
Okay, I
huge
didn't-
deal.
I-
he
yeah.
literally says, "Oh yeah, I know this guy's like potentially getting the yerk out of his head," but it's very explicit that it's like, oh, they're both kind of asserting control over this host, the yerk and then the host themselves, and he's like, "Don't worry, I've been through this before. I escaped. I know that you're control." It's like, my guy, just
Dude.
like one sentence of "You'll be okay, I promise,"
This
versus
is fine.
Let
Yeah.
me explicitly tell you, hey, I'm one of the guys. No, shut your mouth, Jake.
Whew. I mean, in fact, you could say, like, thank God they took that controller out, right? Like, that's the only way to... Hot take. It's good that they killed Mr. Pardue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Jake actually sees them kill the yerk and the controller simultaneously, which
Well, I mean,
conveniently...
they've got this little silver metal cylinder that they talk about, and it could be like a tranquilizer, and they're just taking them away. It could be instant death.
Well, and it says the yerk is disintegrated to have no evidence. So, like, that's...
I mean, it
specific.
could be that vacuum monster they mentioned in book 2,
True.
but it's very small, and it fits in this little metal cylinder.
Yeah, Helmicrons.
And
it's
they
an
just-
early look at the Helmicrons. Man, you don't know that reference, Alex.
Yerk Bane.
Your kids will love
I
it.
gotcha. Oh, good.
You don't understand this reference, but your kids will love it. Yeah, so that's when Jake's like, whoa. Like, is this a thing that they're doing? And Axe is like, yes.
Jake's like, I promise teachers aren't usually like this.
Only
And
50% of the time.
he pushes him up against the locker. He pushes him up against the locker like,
Did you know this
Did
was
you
gonna
throw your
happen?
name in the goblet of fire?
Big energy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
lockers have an accessory part here. Yep.
Right. And so they get pissed.
yeah, and so they say, well, our day ended after our teacher went
Yep.
crazy. They said, you can go
Yeah, you
home.
can go ahead.
That's nice. That's nice of them.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Pardue. R.I.P. R.I.P. Mr. Pardue.
Pour one out for a real one.
Half day. Can we schedule this for a Friday, Mr. Pardue?
Axe is by himself, and then Jake sends Marco to hang out with him a bit. So Marco's want to take out Axe to the bookstore.
Did he get the almanac before this, or
is-
did he get the almanac at the
Yes,
bookstore?
That's the implication. But first,
Okay.
a stop at Marco's house.
Yes.
Now, where did you think this was going to go? Did you have any thoughts about going to Marco's house with Axe?
I assumed it was going to be just, kind of the laughs of, because he said like, oh yeah, only yes or no answers. And I'm like, okay, we're going to get kind of a who's on first situation with, that kind of bit. And that was funny enough. But the idea of, Marco's dad is clearly playing some sort of game. Well, I will defeat this game. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yep, you did it, bud. You beat spell check. And it was only later that I realized what he was actually working on too. So I was like, well.
Complex software. Yeah.
I chose to believe I was like, oh, it's just like a word processor that he's just typing on, and he's like,
Yeah.
this guy spelled all these words wrong. What an idiot!
I know primitive human language.
Right?
And he's also great with a keyboard. He's just knows
Yeah,
how
Love
to type.
keyboards.
If that's part of learning how to speak English.
That'd
just
be
know
like
how
if
to
I
type now.
saw like a Morse code thing, and it's
programming
just like, oh well,
language.
I know that Morse codes used to exist, or that it was used a lot. What do you call that? The thing that you press on the Morse code? I don't even know what it's
Telegraph.
called.
Telegraph.
That's right. Thank you. So yes. So you can cut that part too, Patrick, if you want.
No.
So just because I know that a telegraph
Never.
exists,
Only to make myself look
doesn't
better.
mean that I know how to use it automatically, right? Like he's like, oh, primitive keyboard. I automatically know how to use this. Like, you think he's sitting there like pecking at all the things? 'Cause
Absolutely.
too many
I choose
fingers
to
on an unfamiliar
Absolutely.
keyboard. Yeah.
Well, there was something that he was saying, oh, yeah, it's a keyboard, just like Andalites used to have 200 years ago. I remember those. I'm like, how you're still a child,
Yeah.
but you're 200 years.
It's in
What?
the
'Cause
retro store.
I think you do get later. The Andalites do tend to live long, but yes, Axe is clearly not that. Also,
He's
my
a
wife
liar.
had a good point. She was like, "Oh, I know where this is going." When they first got there, she thought that Axe was going to see a picture of Marco's mom, and that suddenly that was going to be a whole thing.
Oh, that would have been smart too.
And I was like, "Oh, that's a good point," because then you could like bring the whole aspect of like, "Well, I have a secret too, so I get it, Axe. I get that you want to keep secrets. I have my own secret as well." Can we share that? You could have gone that way. Once she said that, I was like, that could have like gone into the whole secret thing. But ironically, the next book is called The Secret. So, back to secrets.
Yeah, and as the author, you can just make Marco's dad the kind of person who's like, you know what? Seeing her face every day brings me to sadness over and over again. So I hid all the pictures of her. Oh. And so X doesn't see any.
But instead it's just not addressed.
Just not. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah. Maybe. Say, oh, I didn't recognize Visser 1 with that weird hairdo.
Yeah, without the evil emanating from her.
This is early 90s. I mean, the glamour shot style haircut might have obscured her features. The soft filter, the soft focus.
Yeah, she had a Rachel
JC
Green
Penney's.
haircut.
Yeah,
she had a Rachel Green haircut, but later when I saw her, she didn't.
Yeah, exactly. She's styling her hair normal like now. I don't know.
Yeah, so they, and then it was very much like a Back in the Barn. Like, okay, and then we went to the bookstore. Great. Okay, so then the next day, Marco shows up again at the field. Everyone shows up. They're like, "Oh my God!" Axe is like, "What? What did I do? What happened?"
What did you do, X? What did you do?
It's because, hey, you messed with my dad's work. Oh, I thought that was a game. Oh, your dad makes children's games. I get it.
That was hilarious.
Yes.
You say game one more time.
Pretty good.
Clock you.
Pretty good. And it turns out, like you just advanced technology a bit. You just made it very clear that something's
like
going on.
Years.
You just brought way too much attention to us, which I guess goes away from Marco's dad after this. Like they're just like, I don't know, weird. You're fine.
Marco's dad lost that floppy disk. Sorry.
Yeah. So they have to.
But no, later we find that it's like a day or two later that they go on this mission and they find out that the new software that Marco's dad has written is already loaded on the Space Telescope computers. Like
it's out.
Nobody tested it or anything.
Yeah.
This is there's no time. Got to do space stuff.
Put the floppy in, run the exe, whatever. I don't care. The viruses don't exist.
Yeah, like I just imagine that like the whole time the software it wouldn't work. Like it just wouldn't execute. And then after Axe put it in, it executes. He's like, I don't even know it's executing. It's just I don't get an error this time. This is great. Let's go. Let's turn it into my bosses.
Debugged it. Problem solved.
Yeah. But Axe is like, hey, in his mind, he's like, ooh, I could use this to talk to the Andalite world, and I'm also not supposed to advance technology. Like I've already lectured them about how we're not supposed to do that.
We keep hearing about Ciro's kindness, and we don't know what that is yet.
Right.
There's something that somebody named Ciro in the past did. Kindly, yes. And it was bad.
Yeah.
Turned out bad.
Axe tells Tobias, help me find the observatory. Tobias says, why? What's up? I can't tell you. Great. Yeah.
All
okay,
right,
fine.
Let's go. There's one. Yeah, there's one an hour flight north along the coast. And so I immediately went to satellite maps and I'm like, all right, radio observatory.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You mean the one in California?
A couple.
Yeah.
Well, but even so, I mean, I looked along the coast of California and the closest one to anywhere is like, it's up in the mountains, and you don't get mountains like right up in the coast. And there's telescopes, but not radio
dishes kind of thing.
Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. I'm thinking about in GoldenEye when they're on the big radio satellite, and it's like a football field sized satellite.
Yeah.
What's the Griffith Observatory? What is that one?
So I heard about the Griffith Observatory from a game on the Switch called Donut County. Where you are a hole, or you're a raccoon and you're controlling a hole and you have to drop things into it and it makes the hole bigger. But the final showdown is there and I'm like, oh, this is a cool game. And then I saw a video like advertising Los Angeles like a year or two later, and it's like, hey, here, look, our observatory. Like, that's from that raccoon game.
That's from.
And it's
also replicated in GTA 5, but it's not called that. But,
nice.
It's like something else with a G, and you can go visit it.
But it's this like building with 3 domes on it that if it wasn't there, that would totally be make out point in like 90s and 80s movies.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. This screamed all of this screamed California to me, but we don't know where they live, so I don't technically know that it's California or anything like that.
Arizona.
We don't even know their last names.
We don't even know their last names. You're right. Otherwise, we would call Marco's dad something besides Marco's dad. So Axe gets there and he contacts the Andalite world, and there's like quite a big conversation here, like tons of dialogue, lots of things going on.
Wait, whoa, you're missing out on another classic Aximili part. Turning into Jake and having a conversation with Cassie.
Goodness, that's right. Thank you.
His hand-holding partner, which very lewd for a children's book. Maybe they should censor that. Just saying.
Yes.
And then Jake with air quotes, manages to go and eat a big bowl or two of Cassie's dad's chili, famous chili with habanero peppers. And next time Jake goes over there,
he's screwed.
Bless him. He's going to be devastated.
But
you loved it last time.
So Axe is walking through the dark as his Andalite form, and he's going through and he's reciting facts from the almanac, maybe. And he says humans have made a lot of really cool things. The hot pepper.
Yes.
Yep.
And then he eats this big bowl of chili, and he's like fascinated with, well, it's hot, but not just the temperature. It's another kind of hot. I'm like, you just mentioned, well, okay, maybe you didn't learn about hot peppers in person. You learned about them through a book. Yeah. So cool. But yeah, he just goes, this is, you've done so well tasting things before. Why don't you come over to my family's house?
But it does drive home the loneliness aspect. Well, the more important question of besides like, the showing Axe what a family is like and what having friends is like and the loneliness of going back to the woods. I want to know if you think Andalites have ever had diarrhea before, because he's going to have diarrhea after he has this chili.
That's the question you've got?
That's it. They only eat grass. So does that solidify in the first place? I don't know. But I feel like if you haven't even had chili before, and then you have habanero-based chili, you are going to have a rough evening out in the woods.
But I morphed my stomach, so I'm fine.
So it's fine. So it goes away.
I morphed the chili into grass.
If I eat a ton of Thanksgiving food and then morph, is it gone? Do I get the energy from it? Do I get the consequences of it?
That's a valid question, because
all you can eat buffets hate him for this one neat trick.
It's like, could you eat dangerous things? It's like, oh no, there's a pipe bomb that's going to go off in 2 minutes. It's like, cool, I'll eat it and then I'll transform,
like
and then it's just gone.
Jim Carrey's The Mask.
That's what I'm kind of wondering now. Huh.
That's a spicy meatball. I can just imagine Axe doing that.
I've seen exactly 2 movies so far.
The English Patient and The Mask.
That's it.
What a combo.
Basically the same movie.
Yeah, so
you got to type.
Oh, and you've also got this horrifying moment in the woods when he meets up with Cassie. And what was it? She had been a horse, but she had her face. Oh. And then I want to say she had human feet as well, which that is a skinwalker style creature, and I don't abide it. That's horrifying.
That's right. Yeah, because he was saying
it
like
may be something that my 3-year-old has drawn.
I'm looking to see if I can find that.
It's like who could have drawn some
horse,
so
Daddy? Great.
Yeah, Cassie began to change. She kept her own human face, but the ghostly gray-white mane of a horse. And her legs ended in hooves, not human feet.
Oh, thank God. Ooh.
Okay. Whew.
Not much better, but a little.
Her hooves ended in roller skates.
Human feet would be the only, oh man, yeah. It's going to haunt my nightmares for a bit, thinking about the idea of you've got a horse with a human face, not a long snout, a human face. And then just, them dogs just poking out at the end of those long stick legs. What?
She's like, I've been out here galloping all night. These dogs are barking.
What noise would that make? Just like, when toddlers run on like a tile floor and you get that flat, 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 flat kind of noise. Yes. I imagine like that. The occasional little, exactly. The occasional leaf crunch.
What else
Oof.
happened in this conversation? Oh, Axe says that he's not afraid of humans, but just like in awe at like how quickly they went from learning to fly to landing on the moon. It took the Andalites way longer to accomplish such a feat. You know, like, oh my gosh, what is the potential that they could do? You know, what if later the analogy is, you know, what if Zero
Light
did to the
speed.
Yeerks what I do to the humans, and I'm
Right.
letting them out into the universe.
Valid question.
And it's just been great these last few chapters since he got a hold of the almanac. He's like, "Did you know the cream separator was
Oh my
created in
gosh,
1940
the conversation
1842?"
with
Cassie's dad.
family, and he's like, I have to play this game called Making Conversation. And I'm like, bro, that is me all the
Yeah.
time at like work. Like, I don't know how to do it naturally, so I just have to say things.
How was school? It was fine. How was taking care of animals today? It was good. Do you think the Bulls can go all the way? Cassie says, "Oh no, he's not going to know that the Bulls are a sports team. Oh, they can go all the way." Did you-
Yeah. He's like, don't worry. I read so many details about the Bulls. I've got this down. I know what I can say. I'm gonna really detail it to show them that I know what it is. Yes, they can do that. Oh, good. You could have just said that anyway.
Perfect.
Yeah, no detail needed. Eventually they go to the observatory. Yes.
Yes.
So that he
We
can
got there,
communicate. He communicates with the
They
Andalite
do.
world.
Oh. And so here's a little bit more cool lore that gets dropped. You know, so Tobias is a red-tailed hawk,
yeah.
right? And Axe has a northern harrier. I'm like,
Oh,
that's probably a bird. And then he says, "Yeah, I was equivalent in size. Tobias's feathers are a different color than mine. But yeah, my own hawk body had white feathers on the tail." I'm like, northern harrier is a hawk.
aha.
Cool.
There we
Yes,
go.
and also we have one of
Just
our
wanted to mention that.
many instances of Tobias saying, you know, if someone's at the observatory, they're just seeing a red-tailed hawk and a northern harrier flying together. It's crazy, right? And like everyone else is like, no one cares, Tobias. No one cares.
Thermals. Yeah.
God, no
Thermals,
one
buddy.
cares.
Poor Moose.
So at the
Thermals.
observatory, he calls the Andalites and pretty much immediately regrets it because he's just kind of being yelled at and lectured.
Such a bummer of a conversation. It reminds me of
Can I
whenever
talk
I
to-
called my parents. Yeah. It's
Well, he's
just
like,
a
"Can I talk to
real
my
bummer
dad?"
and a half.
Sure, I'm just gonna lecture you a while first, and then you can have like 1 second with your dad. It's fine.
But I mean, think about this, like if it happened on the human world. It's like, oh, hey, I work at the observatory. Yes, yeah, I'll get your family here. Hey, I'm 300 miles away. Let me just jog on over to the observatory. They say my son's there. He's a billion miles
Yeah.
away.
So it
I
makes
don't-
it so much more ridiculous when they're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, your dad wants to talk to you." And I'm like, "Was his dad just walking by? Oh, let me put him on the phone." No, I gotta go. I really can't talk right now. Dad, sorry, my brother's dead. Like, what a horrible phone call. What a horribly
Oh.
awful phone
Hey,
call.
I'm alive. Great. My brother's not alive. Not great. Okay, bye, Dad.
Yeah.
The end.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Have you been performing your rituals? You know you have to avenge your brother, right? Because of the burden that's been placed on you. Axe, remember the burden. You have it now. It's yours. It's your burden. Thanks, Dad.
Anyway, how you doing, Axe? It's good to see you. Oh, gotta go. Bye.
And then
Yeah.
there's like a human in there. He's like, what a sweet conversation. Hang up the
Yeah.
phone. What a
Slow
sweet
clap.
conversation.
Ha ha. Yeah.
And it turns
but-
out that this human has been, it's a controller, and he's
Yep.
been monitoring the software at the observatories. And
Yep.
so he's like, that's not human programming. I'm going to wait for the Andalite that's going to show
this
up.
whole time, yeah.
So whack.
I knew you would.
Well, and
But-
Tobias is there as backup this whole time. So this guy comes in, does his slow clap routine, and he's like, I got you now. I got to turn that off before I start weeping myself because it's a terribly sad story. And then Axel like, oh no, he's got a Dracon beam. And then Tobias comes in. Classic move. Time to hit him in the eyes, mess him up. They can't see anything. But this guy, skilled in his kung fu, he knows the one reversal move that can defeat
Yeah.
Tobias's special ability,
Hit
which
the
is
bird in the air.
just slightly covering your eyes with your
Yes.
arm.
Yes.
And Tobias is, I'm foiled. I can't
Yeah,
do anything.
yeah, he just like flies away, just like, what even
just
am I?
like-
Defeated.
Who am I to this team? Yeah.
My one move.
just like a controller can't see an Andalite without yelling, Andalite! Tobias can't see a set of eyes without searing.
That's right.
me
Gives
those
away
eyeballs.
his position.
But in a quick twist that really didn't
Gotta
seem
get
like
those
it at
peepers.
first, because it very much seemed like I'm gonna fry you. It was something like I'm actually not gonna fry you. I also hate Visor 3. You hate Visor 3. I'm gonna tell you where he is so you can go take him out. And they're like,
Because
Okay.
the Visser 3 decided that this guy's your girlfriend wasn't important enough to get shuttled up to the mothership
Yeah.
to get
Right.
Kandrona buffet, and so now she's dead. He's like, that's not cool, Visser 3, and he wants revenge.
he
Venge?
also
Yeah.
says that
Some amount of venging.
he's like you
Vengeance.
can
There it is.
you can kill Visor 3, but like what I've done is I've screwed up the feeding schedule that they started like making as an emergency because of the Kandrona thing. And I didn't really understand how he screwed up the feeding schedule. Like, what did you do to screw it up?
Well, look, we had a carpool that we were taking, and I made sure that we had to change, I threw up in the back seat of that one minivan. So they had to put
Okay.
that car in the shop. And
I
now
see.
they've only got 4 minivans, and one of the guys doesn't drive so well at night, so he was not on that shift. And so
Right.
that's what I assume is going on. This kind of
Okay,
phone
okay.
tree situation with Visser.
Gotta do
Your
gotta keep doing potty breaks and just
Right,
various things. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
your girlfriend, yeah, she's on that ship that used to carry the water. Oh, it's not in service anymore? Oh, no. Oh, no. A bird shot it with a gun? That's
Yeah.
too bad. Well, I already wrote it down.
Sorry.
So yeah.
Anyway, Visser 3 must die.
So when they get back, the Animorphs have now found out that they've gone somewhere and that Tobias has sworn to secrecy. And they're like, dude, you're keeping secrets. Now you're making Tobias keep secrets. Tobias says 0 words
Tobias
this
is
entire
just-
time. Nothing. I went back and looked.
But he's holding
Yeah.
this bloody sleeve in his
Yeah.
talons. He's just like, no, nothing happened.
Like,
I can't
why do you
tell
have
about
that?
anything
It's
that
fine.
happened. Hey, look at
I don't
my
get
cool
it.
accessory.
I don't get it.
It's the 90s. I'm wearing a scarf. What's wrong?
The only
It's a
thing I can
foot
imagine
scarf.
is like it's like stuck on his claws. Just thinking, why do you have that?
Someone please help me to untangle this. My claws are stuck together.
Yeah, why is that stuck to your claw? No reason.
No one will paint my toenails red. This is the best I can do.
I'm trying to keep some of my humanity, okay, guys?
Exactly.
So then they're just like, they basically disown Axe. They're like, if you can't do it, if you're not with us, then you're against us. And they all become Sith Lords.
Drama.
So he's out for a minute. And he's like, well, I'm going to go take out Visitor 3
The
by
younglings
myself
didn't stand a chance.
and probably die. Luckily, I have a snake morph.
Oh yeah, so the guy at the telescope factory is like, "Hey, Visser 3 must die," and I know where he eats.
Right.
And there's been this whole thing, this whole book, like, "Hey, Axe, how do you eat? You don't have a
I have
mouth."
hooves, don't I? God.
What a funny thing to ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, anyway, I changed the subject, or I said something goofy, and people are just like, "Oh, that's Axe. I'm not going to get a straight answer out of him. Better not try."
Yeah.
And so Visser 3 is going to eat at this cool meadow, and you should
That's
go
it. Like,
kill him there.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's where Axe heads off to. And so
And
Axe turns into the snake that
good-
he acquired earlier in the book.
Is this a good plan?
Yeah.
It's a
that's
Jakeless
that's
plan. So is it good?
Good everything.
It's a short-sighted plan, but
I think it's
but-
good with the expectation that he's going to die.
Right.
He can't get
It's
away.
acknowledging it, that it's going to be like, okay, this is a one-shot kind of thing, which I
gonna take
respect.
him out.
I do. It's not a case of like, hey, we're being the smart ones and we're just going to beat them. And then inevitably anything happens. And like, oh no, what were we supposed to figure out about this?
Mm-hmm.
So
And it works pretty quickly. He bites Visitor 3's host body and then is like, okay, gotta get out. I guess I could try and escape. Oh no, he doesn't want to escape. He wants to demorph and come back and kill him. Because the Venom's
Right.
not gonna do it. Or something. Well, I guess the Venom's slow. I don't know. Whatever. And all of a sudden all the
Unclear.
Animorphs show up to help Axe out. Tobias, you said you weren't gonna tell what I was doing. Sorry, I did.
So tell me about this, because we have Visser 3, we have a handful of Hork-Bajir, because it's not just one person. And Vista 3's like, I got bit by a snake. Obviously, go chase that snake down. Something's up with that. And there's a Hork-Bajir there, and he's able to, he's about to cut his head off and stuff. But a giant grizzly bear is just hiding in plain sight, and y'all just didn't notice or didn't just, oh no, there's a grizzly bear. A snake is only so big. A grizzly bear is not just going to be, hiding. So...
Yeah. Kill anything that moves. Well, the grizzly wasn't moving, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You said specifically kill anything that moves. It's just standing there roaring. So did I do anything wrong?
Not my fault.
It's grizzling, isn't it? You didn't say shoot anything that grizzles. Yeah, and so they all the other Animorphs are in battle morph, ready to go, and they save Axe, and Axe is like, wait, but how did you know where I was? And Tobias gets to brag on his super cool eyes again.
Yep.
He gave you the address on a note. I can read that note. I can see a flea on a cat from outer
hot tin
space.
Roof.
Yep. But you can't have a book without Tobias bragging about his vision.
Oh, and then the absolute left turn that I gotta say really wasn't seeing coming, where Tobias is all like, "Yeah, we got. Oh, wait, hang on, what's that going on right now?" And the year crawls out of Visser 3's head, which that was a wild surprise to me. I was like, that seems like a really dumb idea, but somehow, no problems. Everything worked out just great. So.
Which I did think that it goes with the theme, right, of a Yeerk will give up. To me, it was like, I'm out. Naga traffic goes out. I'm out.
Yeah, we learned that in the Jake Gets Taken Over book. Yeerk's still just like, nah, this isn't worth it anymore. I'm out.
Tobias is the only one that noticed it because of his awesome vision. But he's like, dang it, he got out. Oh, crap. I can't see him in the water. My only weakness.
But the Andalite with morphing powers, of all of the people's bodies to abandon, that feels like the dumbest one. Like, it feels like there's anything you can do. But apparently, 2 rattlesnake bites is enough to, within 60 seconds, put down a giant horse-sized creature.
Yeah, it is a struggle a lot. I mean, you could say the same thing with when Elfinger first came down in the first one and was, like, battle injured. Why didn't he just demorph, or not what demorph, morph, because he's an Andalite. Anytime an Andalite's injured, why? I think you could say pride. I think that becomes a theme over the books, is my theory anyway, that it's pride. Like they'll wear, like, if you see an Andalite that has like a scar or like a missing ear or something, it's like a battle wound, right? Like you like, I wear this with pride, I'm not going to get rid of it. Although if you ever use your morphing ability, then it'll automatically go away, but whatever. So maybe in this case, I don't know why the Yeerk wouldn't do it though.
I assume they're like horses. If they break their leg, they just die.
Yeah, I just don't know why the Yeerk wouldn't do it. I mean, I guess because he'd be in mid-morph or something, I guess. Yeah, probably. He's in mid-morph and there's a tiger right there and he'd be too vulnerable. So he's like, I'm out. And you see a character that is a pretty famous character, I would think. Alaran Scimitar Caress. Sorry if I said that wrong to any of you Andalites that are listening.
Andalites in the audience. Yeah.
Not trying to offend. Yeah, and suddenly it's, well, can I kill this guy now? He's not the enemy anymore.
Apparently not. Ridiculous.
You think so? That was
Yes.
They just they don't tell us. Did they tell us that they didn't kill him?
I thought so.
I mean, I think they alluded
walked
later
away.
on.
They said we're
I
going to
think
walk
they say
away.
later on, like, oh, he'll be back or something.
Yeah, because he's like, I can't do it. He begged him to kill him. He's like, please kill me. This is awful. I've seen horrible things. I miss my family. Please kill me. No. Oof. That's heavy.
But then he says he starts telling him details about where the Yeerks are, or what they've got more foothold than you think they do. And I'm like, oh, they should keep him alive so that he can share this information with them. And Marco's probably a gorilla. He can carry him off into the woods, and then everybody else fights these remaining. Nope, run.
Yep.
Which I wasn't there. I don't know exactly how many bad guys there were.
They did seem to take out a bunch.
Maybe that was the smart move, but yeah. And I mean, how much can you afford to? I guess it's like the president and Secret Service, right? There's probably always more than you think there are, and there's no expense. Keep this guy safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just felt like a weird, like, oh yeah, we've got all these gritty moments, and we got to make hard choices, and the no-brainer choice. Yeah, sorry, we'll just it'll be fine.
But we do it back at the barn.
Yeah,
because we're just out. I mean that's pretty close. You almost took out Visitor 3, which seems like a big deal that they're just kind of like the fact that they even got that far.
I would
is
think
a pretty
so.
big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the end, they what do we does Axe decides I will tell you all of the things.
Yes.
I can see the shortcomings of what Andalites are thinking. We still have things to learn as well. I'm with you guys. I'm gonna stand with this planet just like my brother did, like that kind of thing, which is very heartfelt and cool. It got a little heavy-handed about like when they did the well, what are you looking for, Axe? Or what do you fight for the most? Freedom, and then they all say freedom in like a circle. Freedom.
Yeah.
A little heavy-handed, but okay.
Like everyone's gonna say freedom, independence.
Come
you
on,
messed it
so
up.
close.
God.
Could have all said freedom. But he tells him what Ciro's kindness was, where it's a guy named Ciro gave spaceships to the Yeerks, and then the Yeerks went and enslaved a bunch of planets and billions of can't take that back.
Mm-hmm.
Ciro.
I mean, it's a pretty big deal, but and when you're so I'm trying to think of it, reading it as a 12-year-old, you're like, oh my gosh, this is awful. But these 12-year-olds, Animorphs 12-year-olds, are like, people make mistakes, man. You tried. I don't know if I would look at it like that. I don't even know if I'd look at it like that now. I mean, you could even go back to the same idea of like killing the host body of Visitor 3. Like, you're saying yes, take him out.
Mm-hmm.
Would you think that as a 12-year-old? Like, would you think that do you think differently in your 30s?
If I had a deadly weapon that was attached to my body in the form of a tail, I would make a bunch more very poor decisions. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I feel like both of these things are the same deal, where it's like you have the ability to kill the enemy, but he's not quite your enemy, and then you also have an ability to give technology to people that you didn't know were an enemy. There's like parallels there. I mean, both of them you could defend both ways, I guess.
This is kind of like everybody fights with swords, and there's one guy who's really just unstoppable because he's got a horse, and he can get in and out and sword you before you can even attack him because his horse is so fast. You have a chance to kill his horse, but it's a good horse. Yes. He's going to get that horse. He's going to kill a lot more people because he has that horse. I do feel bad killing the horse, but it's difficult.
It would be one thing if it was just a choice between killing or sparing him, and those have their things, like, oh, I have to either die here, and that sucks, or you can spare me, but something else. But it feels like the choice that they made to not kill him, even when he begged for death, knowing that he was going to go back into being, enslaved essentially, and that they might not get another chance to do this, that feels unkind not only to him, but also to basically everybody else who gets, traumatized by Visser 3 going forward. That's kind of on their hands now.
It was a pretty big one. I mean, it's not like random sub-Visser 17 or whatever.
Right.
It's a pretty big
It's the cool Vissers, yeah.
Well, so then what about the Ciro's kindness thing? Like, did Ciro make a mistake? Like, well, yes, Ciro made a mistake, but like, should is it like, wow, you guys are awful, or crap happens? Which way?
I feel like we're kind of at a point where there's a little bit of difference between saying, hey, we're going to collaborate on some, military information about things like your planet's being invaded, versus, hey, race that can hop inside of other people as a parasite, take over their personality, and exert full control over them no matter what. Here's spaceships.
Here's a car.
Good
luck.
Go.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big difference.
You all get
I
horses
mean, he
now.
had good intentions, but you do need to think about it for like a second.
Yeah, I mean, and being there, making the choice, like, do we kill him or not? If you were Cassie and you were remembering back to the first book where you were a horse in the Yerk pool and you had two people on your back and one got like fireballed off. I almost got fireballed by one of Visser 3's horrible monsters. Should we though let him live?
All the choices that they deliberate over, and they didn't even bother voting on this one by committee. Yeah.
It seemed like they all felt the same way. Well, Cassie's there. She's gonna make everyone vote the same way. But like, I think they all felt similarly. It would have been interesting. It would have been interesting to be in Rachel's head at that moment, from as a narrator.
I was gonna say Rachel's really the one that I'm like, Rachel, come on, do the right thing.
The whole time
girl.
she's just like balling her fists, like,
it's time to die. It's time to die. What do you mean we're voting all that we're going to let him live? This is the worst.
Yeah.
And Cassie decides not to kill him because there's only one of him. It's not like a whole species. This isn't.
Yeah. I can only eliminate entire. Right. Genocide or nothing. Come on. Yeah, and so at the end, I think they do call. Axe calls one more time.
Yeah.
Well, quick question.
Axe does the space call, and he makes his voice sound like a wolf just a little bit.
Never give up, Tom. Wait, who is this?
Elleran says, good luck. He loves you.
Who is this? How did you get this number? Secure line.
So they called. He calls to tell Alleran's family like he loves.
Are you the one kid that's been able to contact us in the past 30 years?
I just had a thing come up. Is that
no?
The first time that he used the phone, or the whatever you want to call it, didn't he put a virus in it to mess it up? He's like, I'm going to put in a virus in this so that after this call, it'll self-destruct. Isn't that what it was? So that he wouldn't have to do it at the end. So when he gets interrupted by the Yerk, it's not like has to panic, shut it down or whatever. He puts the virus in, does the call, presumably so that it won't work after that, right?
He gave it some NyQuil. It's fine.
So then how is he calling a second time days later?
McAfee.
He probably made a copy.
He just loads it again. He loads it again and then viruses it again.
Exactly.
Does it? If you can just bring it up again, then virusing it is a technicality. Come on, you still have the thing.
He erased it from their computers, but he brought a copy that he made at home. Is that Northern Harrier flying with a jazz drive in its talons?
Just gotta get the SCSI hooked up in the back here.
It's fine. Sometimes they carry those things, but he's flying next to a red-tailed hawk, and that is suspicious.
Exactly.
Why does the red-tailed hawk not have a jazz drive? That's clearly a zip disk.
It's clearly a zip disk.
Yeah. So then Axe is like, and now I'm with the humans, so let's fight. Woo! Book end.
Yeah.
Guys, what'd you think of Animorphs number 8, The Alien?
I enjoyed it a lot. Lots of great Axe moments. I liked how each chapter started out with like a little author's note from Axe, where he would kind of reference either something that happened in the chapter before or that chapter.
Oh, the diary pieces.
And just like, and everything's just like described in the goofiest way possible because like, no, I don't understand how pants work. Like, why would you think I know that?
You can't wear less clothes other than at the beach for some reason.
Smart.
Yeah, I don't know why you're allowed to wear less clothes at the beach.
Mm-hmm. He don't know.
Yeah, Axe doesn't want to wear any clothes.
So ranking for those that are that are keeping score at home. I'm sure that someone's got a big chart up on their wall and they're tracking.
For everybody that's keeping score at home, I'm very proud.
I am too.
Yeah, I liked it. There were a lot of kind of rom-com inspired, like, you don't understand kind of moments, but I really liked the writing style. I liked how goofy it felt being Axe while still having all these heavy emotions and stuff. I want to give it 7 radio telescopes out of 10 radio telescopes.
Nice.
Alex?
Ooh. I gotta agree with Patrick on this one. I really
goes last.
I like this book a lot. I like the tonal shift. I felt like it did a good job of having reason to be kind of like goofy in one part and then super serious in the next. And then, the kind of back and forth between, oh, look, we're trying to expose Axe to all of these things. And also Axe is dealing with, genocide and the fact that someone took over one of his people. Okay, the displacement from society. It's this like bigger concept, but also he's crawling around on a sticky movie theater floor eating popcorn and, Raisinets. Loved it. I thought that's hilarious. So, yeah, I honestly got to give this one, I'm going to say, I got to knock a couple points off for, him not killing somebody in cold blood at the end. So,
as you do,
I'm going to give this one 8.7 sticky Raisinets on a movie theater floor out of 10 boxes of popcorn. So.
Oh, it's a one unit out of another unit.
Yeah, it's that's
Okay.
it's to indicate
how
that
fractions work.
Axe imitates humans, but also is an Andalite.
Oh, right.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
To all of you keeping score at home, creating nice, orderly spreadsheets, this one's for you.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Now you got to add decimal places and different
and
units of measurement.
Yeah, for me, this isn't the first time we're in Axe's head. We do see him a bit in that first Megamorphs, but I feel like in that one it was just to like drive the plot forward a bit, just like I'm doing the next thing, or providing some context alien-wise that we otherwise wouldn't know. This one you're like a kid alien that's struggling on a human world, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. It's pretty different than what we've seen so far with all these. It's a bummer that we won't see it again until 18.
Oof.
But yeah, I always struggle with the Animorphs not taking Andalites not taking advantage of morphing when they're injured. I could look more into that. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the community that have discussed this, and I just need to read up on it more. But yeah, I can see why the Andalite didn't like necessarily morph. With when it was still Visitor 3, he didn't morph to get into a monster body or whatever because he's vulnerable. I don't know. I struggle with it, but I don't want to harp on it. I think the other parts were great. Like the yes/no conversation at Marco's house is wonderful. The just random comment. The chili thing at Cassie's family is great. The movie theater thing is great. Really good stuff. I'm gonna give it 8 colorful brown pellets out of 10.
Ooh, yeah.
AKA M&Ms.
Those were M&Ms,
They were
right?
M&Ms, yeah.
I choose to believe so.
Yes.
Please don't let them be anything else.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I don't want to put you on the spot, Alex, but I'd like to call this closing segment. What does Alex think? Because you're our resident newbie. I'm wondering what
I'm the medium B.
We've read 9 books now, and I'm wondering what you're looking for moving forward. And I know that's kind of abstract, but if there's any storylines that you want to see explored more, or a concept you like to see explored more, or expectations, or a character development, anything that sticks out from where we are so far that I thought I'd run by you. I know it's on the spot.
No. I think the biggest thing that I would be looking for is a change in status quo. And I thought we were going to get it here. I really did. With Axe coming up to the Andalite body, I was like, oh, dang, what is Visser 3 going to do next if he no longer has the ability to morph? Fortunately, we sidestepped that, and we just didn't address that question. But I don't know. I think the idea is that right now it's just a matter of, oh, well, Visser 3 had a backup plan, and he's, changing the schedules on how everybody gets fed, which, okay, I hear you, and people are waking up to it. But for some reason, I feel like going into book 9, it's very much going to be the same style of adventure. We're going to be going into something where, nothing's really changed. Visser 3's back in his body, maybe a little more paranoid, maybe a little bit more, I'll get you next time, you dang kids and your meddling dog. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'd just like to see something to shake it up. We've got Marco's mom in the mix. We've got, the other Vissers in the mix. We've got a little bit more, dropping the idea of there's more control for that we necessarily know about. I think I just want to see what the next big leap forward is.
Okay.
And again, I'd love to see the episode where Tom and Visser 3 play one-on-one basketball. I
mean,
keep
that's
telling you
obvious.
that. I'm going to
Of
keep saying
course.
it until it happens.
I can say that we have. I don't want to tell you what things are going to come up, obviously plot wise, but there is our first Chronicles book is coming up. It's not immediate, but a few books from now, where it fleshes out a bit of backstory, which will be it gives more context.
Which one is it?
The Andalite Chronicles. There's 4 Chronicles books. There's an Elamist one, an Andalite one, a Hork-Bajir one, and a Yerk one. And they flesh out backgrounds. It's not technically part of the main story, but like you absolutely have to read them because they're great. Spoiler on my thoughts on those. But
Spoiler that
the other thing
I
is
didn't know if it was going to be great or not.
Man.
it's funny that you mention it because like I distinctly remember this being the point. I don't know if you remember this, but like Axe said something when he first meets the Animorphs. He's like, "You've met Visser 3 and you still live? Like, whoa, it's crazy." Like now it's been not every single time, but most of the times
We
they
met
have.
Visser 3 and he lived.
But they have. This is a pretty big moment. I mean, they almost beat him here. Like, dang, pretty. Because otherwise, he's not in this book the whole time until the end.
True.
I remember this being a distinct point where, for a while now, and I could be wrong, but it now becomes very mustache twirly to me.
Yeah.
Whereas 1 through 8, it's like he's still a pretty big character, and yeah, they slip through his grasp, but he's very scary and emanates hatred, and you can feel him and all these things. To what random scheme is he going to come up with this time that's easily foilable?
I tied all your parents to space railroad tracks.
Yeah, just random things like that. I mean, not that, but very much like that. You know, so we'll see if I think it goes through some waves of like he's intense and then he's goofy and then he's intense again, then he's goofy again. You know, for a series of books. I think we're about to hit a goofy spell. But
boy. All right.
But let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really wanted to see one of the Hork-Bajir that was still defending him as he was poisoned, laying on the ground, run up to him and go, "Oh no, Visser 3!" and then like hold him in his arms and lean real close, and then Yerk jumps out of the Hork-Bajir's ear and into Visser 3's
I'm Visser
the Andalite
now.
body. He's like, "Ha, mine!"
Yeah.
All right, where is he?
Stomp.
Stomp.
Yeah. That would have been a twist
That'd
right
be
there.
pretty good.
I'm thinking about what the next leap is, and okay, cool. That's good.
Everybody look out for Visser Carl.
Carl 498 or whatever.
No, I'm definitely Visser 3. We can hear your thought speak voice is totally different, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
When you laugh, it goes ha 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 instead of ha ha ha, and I can tell. Okay.
I can tell. I know.
Look at the font. Carl.
Ah, great.
You
All
know,
right.
I changed my mind. That's what I really want. I want Visser 3 to actually show up in like a really lame body. And he's like, yeah, I got stuck in here. And now I can't, nobody's respecting me and such. And then he ends up coming around to the Animorphs way of things because they're like, it's okay. We'll accept you, scrawny little kid.
Ooh.
And best friends,
Ooh.
Enemies
That's a
to
fanfic.
lovers.
Visser 3
You know,
the
this
best.
snakes-
Yeah.
That's a fanfic right
That
there.
snake venom really messed up the Animorph body. And I just, now that I can't morph anymore, kind of have a lot more sympathy for you Earth people. And I want to join your
Yeah.
team. Also, can I have the morphing cube?
No
That's
reason.
right.
Yeah.
Just because.
We still
Give it back.
Alex, you still don't know. Can like it's posed. Can Tobias get morph out? Like, can he? We don't know that. I mean, Axel's like, he isn't asking, so I won't tell him. But we don't know the answer still.
I think the funniest outcome of that would be if he was like, oh, well, one day he'll have to ask me himself. And then one day Tobias does ask, and he's like, nah, bro, no, we were totally serious the first time. Doesn't do
He's like,
anything. Sorry.
Finally,
You done
finally,
goofed.
you asked me,
You're
Tobias.
stuck.
I've been waiting to tell you this for so
No.
long.
Can't do anything.
Absolutely not. You're screwed.
Also, not let's age it twice the speed.
Good luck.
No.
Peace out, Tobias.
We've got old man Tobias and everybody else.
Yeah. Great. All right. Well, good stuff. Good
That's
stuff.
fun.
Anything
When I was a
anyone else
kid-
wants to add before we go?
When I was a human.
Other than a couple of changes to Marco's dad's code, that's all I've got for today.
Now I'm happy.
All right.
Send me money to kickstart my world
Obviously.
record certification.
Don't
You
forget.
better believe it.
When you see Patrick, the name Patrick, and you won't know the last name, just any Patrick that you see that has a rowing record,
Give him
it's our
money.
Patrick.
Congratulate him.
It's ours.
All of those things, yes.
Congratulate him with money. Money and hugs.
All right. Till next time.
Thanks for joining us.
That's how they get you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We're working on that catchphrase.
Bye.
Animorphs 55, the podcast, is a fan-driven, nostalgic podcast created by Zach Hurdle, Patrick Viersba, and Alex Holton. But don't tell the Yerks. Theme music provided by Neko Boy. Podcast artwork by Rachel Hurdle. Episodes edited by Patrick Viersba. Based on the 90s sci-fi kids series written by K.A. Applegate, Michael Grant, and other contributing authors. To contact the show, email animorphspodpeople@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.